And we're back with some more Arizona Coyotes franchise mode in FHM 10. And in the last one, we once again got kicked out of the playoffs in the first round by the St. Louis Blues. We hired on our new head coach in Marco Sturm, who replaced Andre Tourny. And we are still on July 1st as we have a few things to do here. First thing we're going to do is make a couple of trades. First off, to Boston will be Adam Bachvist, the 32-year-old defenseman, currently making $5.75 for one more year. If we take a look at what he wants on his extension, 6.1 for 2 years. That's not bad considering his impact that he has on this team. 43 points last year, but he's getting up there in age. I would like to have Adam Salminen getting some more ice time next year. And then also you have Keaton Verhoff in free agency as a 4.5-star ability, and I would really like to pick him up if possible. And considering the fact that we are currently at 80.1 in salary cap, we do need to clear up a little bit of salary cap in order to sign Mr. Verhoff. So Adam Bachvist is one of the guys who are going out here. And in exchange, we will just be getting a first-round pick back for this year's draft. So it is a 1-for-1 deal. Bachvist for a first-round pick, offer trade. And next up, we will be trading Moritz Seider. So trading 2 veteran defensemen here. He's currently making 5.4 for this year, and on his extension he wants 6.1 for 3 years and a no movement clause. So that's just not going to happen for him at his age, and that's just not something I think we can afford to do, especially for the long term. So we are going to be trading Moritz Seider to the Minnesota Wild with exactly 5% of his salary retained, and we will once again be acquiring yet another first round pick from the Minnesota Wild, who will accept this trade offer. So we'll see what they say. And last but not least, we are going to approach Keaton Verhoff with an official contract offer. He wants 7.8 for 5 years. I will give him, I guess, minimum 8 mil. Let's just take one more look at Verhoff. I mean, very, very good offensively. That 19 getting open, 18 passing and puck handling, good positionally with that 18 positioning, good physically, decent mentally, and he's only 25. He had 54 points last season for Ottawa, and a couple of seasons before that, he had 72 and 78 and 67. So for some reason, he fell off a little bit there in point scoring. But if he can get back to where he was in this season, during his 21-year-old season, then I think we're getting a pretty good player here. So we are definitely, not increasing it by 1 million. We're going to increase it by 200,000 to 8 mil for 5 years. Might go a little bit higher. I'll go to 8.25. for 5 years, and we'll see what he says. To be honest, I would also like to make an offer for Jordan Gavin. He's one of those, the bigger the game, the better he performs kind of players, and I really like those kind of players. 71 points last year for Buffalo. I mean, he's not very physical, but you know he's going to be a good player for your point wise. And he's very clearly a big game performer. 18 points in 19 games played during the playoffs last season. So yeah, I kind of want him. Very good mental category. 18 getting open as well. Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. It's just a matter of, I mean, he only wants 5 mil for 3 years. That's not bad at all for a player of his caliber. I mean, not a fan of the no trade clause, but I'm sure we can work around it. Ooh, so Kevin, he actually has a tendency to disappear when the game is on the line. I haven't noticed that about him before. And as we take a look at his past playoff performances, that certainly reflects there in his stats. Only 1 point last season in the playoffs, 2 points the year before, and only 4 points in 11 games played the year before that. So maybe if we traded Kevin He and replaced him with Gavin, who is essentially going to be making roughly the same amount of money that Kevin He is, then we might have something here. Let's find a team that wants a left winger here who would be able to afford Kevin He and who also is not a rebuilder. Ooh, New Jersey. New Jersey needs a left winger. And guess what we're getting? Yet another first round pick, except this one is going to be for next season for the 2034 draft. And we're also getting a 5th round pick for this year's draft. So offer trade, and we'll see what they say. And now we will go after Jordan Gavin, just completely dismantling the roster here. And I think we will give him 5.25 minimum, but I'm thinking more along the lines of 5.35. So I think we will submit that to him. And this is a big offseason for your Arizona Coyotes, that is for sure. So I think with that, there's a lot of cap on the move here between the trades for Bachvist, Seider, and Kevin He, and then also with the potential signings of Gavin and Verhoff. So I don't think we're going to do anything else. We're just going to go ahead and see if we get our guys. All right, so Boston rejected our offer, but New Jersey accepted. So we're going to have to renegotiate with Boston. And it seems they're concerned about salary here. They might have signed a few guys. All right, so we're going to have to retain 40% of Bachvist's cap, which I don't know if I am a fan of that. Okay, if I get Owen Tippett in there, who is making 1.1 million as a 1.5-star ability, then I only have to retain 20% on Bachvist, so I think we'll do that. I mean, Bachvist only has a year left on his contract anyway, but still, I'd rather not retain that much cap. And we could probably just get like a 7th back for Tippett, just flip him. So offer trade, and we'll see what they said. Ooh, and Verhoff has a new high bidder. Ooh, 11 mil. Why didn't you just say that? Why didn't you leave with that? That's, oh boy. Yeah, I was hoping we weren't gonna have to trade Keller, but if we go through with this, we might very well have to trade Keller. Considering the jump in that contract value, that is quite a lot. And we're gonna have to offer him more than this. We're gonna have to offer him 11 mil minimum. Is he really worth that much? How's he done during the playoffs? 0 points last year? Or that's not even last year, that's a few years ago, actually. That's 2030-31. Looks like he's not exactly in the playoffs too much, or at least he hasn't been in recently. And when he has been in the playoffs, it looks like he's not exactly a game breaker. I mean, he's good, but he's not, you know, is he worth 11 mil? Is he worth that kind of money? I like the idea of him initially, because if he was asking for, you know, 8 mil, like he's definitely worth 8 mil, but 11 mil, I don't know. We would definitely have to, I think we would definitely have to trade Keller if we do this. Do I, do I want to do this? I mean, Cedar and Bachvis would be dropping off soon due to their age. I want Selmainen to get some ice time. So Verhoff would probably be on a pair with either Veilleux or Sather. And then it's the other one of those two with Selmainen. At least that's what I would do. And then Zellweger, McLaughlin, and Fortescue. Yeah, that does sound good. That does sound really good. Man, that's so much money, but I feel like it'll be worth it. Especially if he could get back to how he was a couple of years ago. Let's see, how was Ottawa last year? Yeah, Ottawa has not been very good the past couple of years, so we might be able to attribute his lack of scoring the past couple of years to Ottawa just not being a very good team in general. So it's entirely possible that if he were to join us, especially now with our new head coach, Marco Sturm, who has an offensive preference, that's so good. Yeah, I think I want to do it, man. I really don't like giving out those kinds of contracts most of the time, but everything's lining up here. Everything's lining up. Yeah, he's the right age. Yeah, I'm doing it. Submit offer. We'll see what he says. 11 mil. If he doesn't accept this, then I'm not sure. I don't think we'll be able to do it because that's a lot. That is a lot. Oh, Minnesota also says no. I don't know. I think this trade with Minnesota might fall through here because even if I take off the first round pick, it's still just a well-balanced offer with Fortin in there, who is a 2-star ability and is 25 years old. So it's not like, you know, he's really got that much potential left. And I just got Fortin in there for the salary cap reasons. And that's while still retaining 50% of Cedar's cap. Yeah, I think this trade with Minnesota might fall through here. All right, so Boston has accepted our offer for Adam Bachvis and 20% of his salary retained in exchange for Owen Tippett and a first-round pick. However, I'm not going to accept any of these trades, even the trade with New Jersey, until I know what's going on with our free agent signings. Oh, Tampa. Looks like they one-upped us again. Let's see. What does he want? 13 minutes. Nope. Not doing it. No. That you can have him, Tampa. No, thank you. I withdraw my offer. Jeez, 13.365 million for Verhoff. I mean, he's good, but man, like even 11 mil was pushing it, but 13.3, no, thank you. You can have him, Tampa. Oh, wow. So we need a plan B here. Do we just keep Cedar and Bachvis then? I mean, I guess so for now, right? All right, so for now, let's just go through the draft lottery and see who wins it. At number 18, you have Montreal, 17, Nashville, 16, Utah. Then you have the Islanders, Rangers, LA, Toronto, Vancouver, San Jose, Florida, Montreal, Ottawa, Carolina, Vegas, Detroit, Colorado, and Washington wins the draft lottery and they pick first overall, followed by Dallas. All right, so I've been looking around for a while now, and there's just nothing. There's nothing else that I'm interested in, unfortunately, that would be a decent replacement for Verhoff. Basically, it was Verhoff or bust, and it appears like it's going to be bust. I mean, I was looking at this guy in Florida, Hudson Kolchuk. He's 25 years of age, 4-star ability, very good offensively. He's actually had 3 consecutive 60-point seasons, and during the playoffs, he's actually very good as well. 12 points during, I believe that was 2 years ago, during the 2031-32 season, and that was in 12 games played. So he is a playoff performer, or at least based on that season anyway. But despite the fact that he's on the trade block, it would just take so much to trade for him. Like, we got 2 first-round picks on here, plus Cedar and Bachvis, and that's still not even really close to enough. Well, adding the rights to Tuarila does move it to a well-balanced offer. Do I want to keep Tuarila, though, is the question. He's 21, 1-star ability, 3.5-star potential. Did very well last season, 61 points in 40 games played, and a 74 grade. But he still has some key ratings that are not where they should be, especially as a defenseman. Only 11 checking, 10 hitting. And it's not like his getting open is all too good either to make up for it. And he's already 21. So if it means getting Kovalchuk, I guess I wouldn't mind giving up to Tuarila. But the problem is, even with those 2 first-round picks in there, we're still a ways off from making this work. Oh, okay. Getting Kevin He in there would potentially make this work. We were thinking about trading him anyway, right? Because of, what's his name? Gavin. Although, you know what? I suspect... I suspect that Gavin's going to get a much better offer, just like Verhoff did. We would have to finalize this trade right now, right? Because the draft is tomorrow, and that means the first-round picks would be used by then. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait on trading for Kovalchuk, but I will keep him in mind. So I think we just go into the draft here. Where are we picking? We are picking at number 24 and 28. All right, let's see what happens. And it seems both of my preferred players have been taken off the board. This guy, Edgardo Goisachia, was my preferred pick, but of course he went first overall to the Washington Capitals. And then this guy, Chris Connolly, was my second pick, but he of course went at number 4. So let's see if we can find someone here. See if we can find a diamond in the rough, although I am not too optimistic about that based on what I'm seeing here. I think I'll just go based on personality here because nothing about any of these players is really standing out to me ability-wise. And I think we'll take Radek Hromada, which works out because he's the only 2.5-star potential left. He isn't in it for the money. He deals with adversity well. And pressure is his middle name. I like all that. So I think we will take Radek Hromada. Welcome to the Arizona Coyotes. And we have another first-round pick. And frankly, I think I'll just do the same thing here. I'll look at the personalities. You know what? No, never mind. I'm just going to CPU finish draft. That was such a terrible draft. Terrible draft. Hey, there we go. All right. So we got somebody. We got Jordan Gavin. He has signed on with us for the next 3 years at $5.35 million. I mean, should we just go with this roster as is? I mean, obviously we're gonna have to trade He because we're at $85.5 million right now on the salary cap, so we're still gonna have to trade him. But minus Kevin He, I think we just carry this roster into next season because, well, first of all, there's not much left that I'm interested in that would really improve this team in a meaningful way. And also, we have a new coach, right? So it's entirely possible that this roster could have a much different result than what happened last year. So barring any small changes, I think this is going to be it heading into next season. I called up Nicholas Eriksson from the minors. We'll see what he can do, as he seems to have grown quite nicely. He's at a 2-star ability now, 3-star potential. He's got a decent defensive category and just seems pretty well-rounded all around. Mental ratings still need a little bit of work, but I would say he's definitely NHL ready at this point. And I actually did end up having to submit a new trade offer to New Jersey because the one of the picks that was used in that trade was actually for the draft that just happened. So it was an invalid trade at that point. So it is now Kevin He at a 4th-round pick for the upcoming draft in 2034 for a 1st-round pick for the upcoming draft from New Jersey. Complete trade. There it is. So we're now at 80.5. We still have one more roster space. And we have 7 defensemen, so I think it's going to be a forward. I mean, whoever it is, they're going to have to be cheap for right now until we figure out what we're doing with Cedar, Bachvist, and even Keller. I mean, Keller somehow, despite his age, still has the 3.5 star, so I guess we just have to keep a close eye on him. I mean, I know the trade rumors surrounding his name have been flying all around, all over the place lately, but, you know, that's mostly due to his contract. Actually, while I'm thinking of it, let's take a look at who is expiring next year. You got Bachvist, LaCroix, Fedorov, Michkov, Cedar, Barrett, Stenberg, Zellweger, Ruck, quite a few guys there. I'm mostly concerned about Fedorov. How much of a raise is he going to want? 4.4? Yeah, it's a decent raise from what he's getting right now at 1.4. And I think I'm going to send an offer to Keenan Fox. He is a 22-year-old center, got a good screening rate at 18, offensive reads at 17, checkings at 16, balance at 18, bravery at 17. Looks like a good grinder type player. All right, Keenan Fox has signed on with your Arizona Coyotes. So I think with that will just about do it for our offseason moves here. Salary cap's good. We're at 81.5. We are at 23 players. No one on the injury list. Just double checking, just to make sure I didn't forget anybody. I mean, we could use a third string goaltender, so I guess I may as well just sign Colin Cleaver. And I'll sign a couple more players for some minor league depth. But besides that, I think that's just about it. And we are on August 1st, so it's time for the Hockey Hall of Fame inductions. And we have Evgeny Malkin, Steve Larmer, Andrzej Kopitar, and Nikolai Habibulin entering the Hockey Hall of Fame this year. All right, so we're at the start of the regular season of year number 5, and this is our roster heading into it. You have William Lassell and Sebastian Cossa in net. On defense, you have Veilleux, Sather, Bachvis, Cedar, Zellweger, Salminen, and McLaughlin. And at forward, you have Christensen, Gavin, Furcus, Keller, Lacroix, Fedorov, Stenberg, Jaeger, Michkov, Barrett, Ruck, Berkoyev, Eriksson, and Fox. So with that, I think we'll end things off here. And the next one, we will get through the regular season of year number 5 with your Arizona Coyotes.